permission to bring you the following live broadcast.
It's Wednesday. It's 6 p.m. For the ThinkSoJoE Show!
I like the Home Alone scream.
The lower thirds worked this week, but they jumped like as soon as the thing went because they were on already. I was testing them and they turned off. I didn't turn them off. So you saw the lower thirds already. But hey, we're here. We made it, and we're on Facebook Live. I think this week. I think it was definitely different than last time I was on. If anybody's expecting us to be playing NBA Jam, no, it's just on in the background. So if you're on Facebook and you're seeing the Facebook gaming and it says NBA Jam, no, this is a talk show. We're not actually gaming. But yeah, hey, here we go.
You can watch the loop in the background.
You can watch the attract mode and make yourself want to play NBA Jam. That is the entire point of an attract mode in a video game.
Yeah.
And in arcade games to make you want to play the game. Yeah. Of course, we don't have the sound on it, so it's just mostly because I need it quiet when that would just be annoying to have that on a constant loop.
It would.
And like just sitting here watching TV, like fuck, man, now I want to play NBA Jam because I keep hearing Tim Kitzrow behind me, like he's on fire. Actually, no, you don't even get that. You just get the theme music. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, that's probably about as much as I can legally hum of the NBA Jam theme song.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are broadcasting live on all WNY this week, unlike last week when I realized 90 minutes into the show that we weren't.
It's because I wasn't here.
Yeah, you didn't remind me, but yes, we're broadcasting live. I just made sure. We're also recording just in case, because it took me till the next day to be able to get the podcast up.
Yeah.
Because when I forget to record, I have to go on YouTube, and I have to get a YouTube to MP3 converter, and I have to wait for the whole show to be like processed by YouTube.
Oh.
And it took all fucking night last week. So, all right, finally, it's I can download. So now we're good to go.
Okay.
Nobody's chatting with us though.
Oh, come on, guys.
Yeah, what's up with that? Anyway, we refresh chat. Let me see. Maybe no, nobody's talking to us. What's up with that?
We have 2 viewers. Is one of those viewers you?
No.
Cool.
I don't think so.
Laura, what's up?
You got to figure the other one's probably Jasmine.
Yeah.
With our fantastic St. Louis Blues inspired thing this week.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm hoping it didn't change places on me again. You remember it did that a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, I do.
Let's see if I just search for ThinkSoJoE Show. Ooh, Company Man did Wikipedia. Yeah, there we go. We're live. That's the one. That's the right one. So we're in the right place.
I would watch that Company Man, that Kmart guy.
Yeah, Company Man is awesome. Hey, there's Kevin. Kevin's in the chat.
Chat with this stick.
So I got a new stereo today.
New. Let's talk about what's most important first.
Okay, I installed a bidet this past weekend.
I helped.
You did.
I drilled a hole.
You did. So we were hoping to maybe find somebody who would do it for like $20. It's like, okay, this is an easy job. Like any plumber's going to be able to do it like that. And we'll give you $20 just to drill a hole, run some tubes, connect some pipes, and we're done. So apparently Jasmine doesn't see Kevin in the chat, but he's in there. But anyway, so but everybody that we asked was like, oh, it'll be like $300. I'm like, I'm not paying $300 to install something that cost me $50.
Right.
Like I bought it for $50 because I didn't want to spend $300 on one. So,
Yep. We shopped carefully.
So, I bought it and we were leaving it sitting there. And my plan was I was going to do it while our landlady was out of town.
Right. And
she left Thursday. And we kind of put it off because it was warm, and I'm like, I don't feel like doing it right now. She came back on Saturday, and I'm like, oh, fuck, we haven't done this yet. So I texted her, and I'm like, I'm just going to, send you, I'm going to I texted her. I said, we're going to turn the water off. It'll be like 10 minutes. And then an hour later, Jasmine can finally see Kevin anyway. An hour later, we finally got the water turned back We were having a little.
There was a leak.
Well, the biggest problem I had was there's not a lot of room in our bathroom between like the tub and the sink,
And then there's one of those shelves that goes behind the toilet.
which the thing is like tangled around, so we're actually gonna have to unhook it to get it untangled,
Or cut the shelf.
or cut the shelf.
What will it probably be easier to cut the shelf?
No, it'd be easier to just unhook the one tube. You turn it's the cold water tube that needs to get unhooked. So you just turn the toilet like valve off.
All right.
And then you unhook from the bidet.
It's all you.
Unwrap it, hook it back up to the bidet, and turn the thing back on. It'd take like 2 minutes, really.
Water will be off for 10 minutes.
The water will
Water
not.
will be
The,
off for
we
10
don't even have to
minutes.
turn the water off to fix it.
I'm just saying, your
Yes.
idea of time is.
Well,
warped.
I didn't. I thought it was going to be much easier than it was. It wasn't that it was difficult. It was that it was difficult to get into some of the spaces.
Yes.
And then we had a leak that it was like, why is it leaking? Like, it's all connected. And then I ended up finding out that what it wasn't like, I don't think it was leaking from anything I connected. I think it was leaking from like straight under the back of the toilet.
Yeah.
Because there was a little valve there that kind of got unscrewed, I think, when I was unscrewing everything else, and I didn't realize it. So, we got the heated one. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Nice and it's pleasant. My concern was, even with the heated one, you got to run it to get it warm. But it also is self-cleaning. So what you do is you actually turn it to self-cleaning, let it run for a minute, and then turn it to the nozzle.
Look at you.
Yeah.
You figured it out.
So it's comfortable. It wasn't like a ice cold blast of water.
I didn't figure that out. I got an ice cold blast of water in the butthole.
I didn't get the ice cold blast of water, but I was just like, oh man, this is nice. This is awesome. Like, why didn't I get one of these before?
Yeah, it was a good call.
Yeah. I don't think we've even used a whole roll of toilet paper this week. So far. I think that's probably a record here.
Yeah.
And we've still got a whole like pack.
Yeah.
Almost.
Mostly.
So-
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my Saturday. I hooked up a bidet.
That's fun.
It was a little tricky, like getting into the sink to get to the hot water.
Yeah.
Because like it's right up against the vanity that's in there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you have to like turn, let go, turn, let go.
Yeah.
And finally, we were able to get it up and running, and you got to use it first. So
I did. It was just timing. I meant to let you use it first, but
then
I wasn't gonna not use it.
Then I didn't have to go for a couple of days. I'm like, damn it,
How
what the
do you
fuck?
do that?
I don't know. My body's weird.
Yeah.
It's been that way like forever. So
I go multiple times a day.
yeah, I don't. So
That is insane to me.
and then but but last week my stomach was all jacked up, so I'm like pooping every day, and I'm like, man, I wish I had this bidet installed. And now that I got the bidet installed, it's like, oh, hey, I finally have to poop. Let me go poop. And anyways, yeah,
Usually I'm the one that goes off on the poop tangents.
yeah. Well, anyway,
The tables have turned.
yeah. But yeah, that was one thing we did this week. I also got I got a shit ton of vinyl and a new stereo.
Okay. So what vinyl? What vinyl's new?
Let's see. There's a lot of them.
How many?
Probably 6, 7, 8.
Give us the highlights. Come on.
Well, I finally finished my Metallica studio album collection, but
All right.
it was Saint Anger and Reload, so I don't know if you call those highlights. They are my 2 least favorite Metallica records,
Yeah.
but it's like, you know what? I have to get them because
Yeah.
I got Load a few weeks ago, and I'm like, all right, and I got Hardwired over the past month, and I got Death Magnetic, so I'm like, all right, I got to get Saint Anger, and I got to get Reload. So I got both of those. I just got this album called Frat Rock. So now I had Volume 2. I bought it Revolver. And Laura's here, Jasmine. Anyway, Jasmine's having trouble seeing people today.
Do you
Anyway,
think maybe Jasmine's fucking with us?
maybe. Could be.
She's catching on to Laura's tricks.
I don't know. Maybe that hair dye, when she got wet earlier, got sunk into her brain, and now she's just seeing things later than they actually appear.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's a joke, Jasmine. We love you. Anyway. But so I bought this Frat Rock Volume 2, and it had like tequila on it and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh man, I wonder what's on Volume 1. And Volume 1's like Wooly Bully and Wipeout and like all this other really good stuff. And I'm looking at the track list before I buy it. And I see the Isley Brothers are on it. Fuck the Isley Brothers, okay? So I see the Isley Brothers are on it. And I say, all right, the Isley Brothers are on here, but it's not that fucking song. I'm safe. So I get the record and I put it on and I'm listening to it, just making sure it don't skip or nothing so I can give feedback on the guy on Discogs that I bought it from. And the last song starts, well, like, no, you make me, no, I don't make you want to do anything. Fuck you. This song wasn't supposed to be on here. It wasn't the Isley Brothers. It was a cover of the song by somebody else. And I'm like, why? Why is this song on here? I hate this song.
But other than that, it's a really, really good album.
I was listening to Surfing Bird earlier, actually. Not on vinyl, because this new stereo's got Bluetooth on it. So I was like going through my phone, like what's on my phone, and I found like this, I don't even remember what it like hits of the 60s or something. And I'm just like, oh, hey, Surfing Bird, all right. You weren't in the room for that one. I'm like, all right, I better change this before Karina gets back.
Which one is that?
Oh, well, everybody's heard about
No, that song's okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Beach Boys, not okay.
Okay.
That song, okay.
Okay.
All right. Wooly Bully, anytime.
Okay.
When the Toy Box Brigade finally does their cover of Wooly Bully, we're going to have to break the rules or, like, pay for rights so that we can play that song.
Laura, like, yes, I am very angry about a song. You don't live in Buffalo. You don't understand how obnoxious Shout by the Isley Brothers is to a Buffalonian who hates the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Like,
what he said.
Yeah. Like, you can't go anywhere without some idiot going, hey! Like, shut up!
If there's beer, there's that guy.
Go to the Sabres game, they're yelling, it's like, wrong fucking team, asshole! No wonder they're losing. You're shouting the loser's fucking song at them.
Right.
Anyway, what else? Let's see. What else did I get this week? I got a bunch of stuff. I got a CCR record. I don't know if I got that in the past week, but I got a CCR Greatest Hits record. I was enjoying that. That was a good one. Let's see. What else have I gotten? I got Fear the record.
Fear the record.
Yes.
I would like to listen to that one.
So I immediately, like, as soon as I got it, it's like, I'm playing that right now, so I could give the guy on eBay. I bought it from some feedback, and I posted it on Instagram, and I posted it on the WNY Vinyl Collective, and I'm like, guys, look what I got. And everybody's so excited about it. They're like, oh, man, Fear is awesome. Somebody was like, hey, I've never heard this band before. Like, oh, man, this is my new favorite punk band. So I got that, and then just today, I haven't had a chance to open it yet. I got Elton John Diamonds.
You can wait until I go to bed.
It's a Elton John Greatest Hits record.
That's great.
And I am so looking forward to listening to it tonight.
After I go to bed.
At full volume.
No, not loud enough for me to hear.
And this thing goes loud, this new stereo too. You know what? I also got Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon this week.
Yeah.
I got AC/DC Back in Black, all stuff you don't like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, all right. These are important records to buy.
They are
must-have records. I got the Eagles' Greatest Hits.
Yeah.
The first one. So I've had this, Volume 2, which had Kevin's on Facebook now. Anyway, so I listened to the Eagles' Greatest Hits Volume 2, which has like Hotel California and some of their other later hits on it. And I was like, man, the Eagles' Greatest Hits, Volume 1, that's the best-selling album of all time, allegedly.
Allegedly.
There's a bit of a controversy there.
Okay.
Between, like, the estate of Michael Jackson.
Oh, okay.
Who are saying, like, no, Thriller's the #1 selling album of all time. And the Eagles are just pulling numbers out of their ass for this.
Oh.
Like, so there's a whole controversy between the Eagles and Michael Jackson, but I'm like, I gotta get Volume 1 because it's the best-selling album of all time. You have to have it. It's something you must have in your collection, right? So I'm like, all right, let me buy this. And I got this from a guy on Discogs, and when I opened it up, and I took everything out of it because I always take everything out. I always replace like the inner sleeves with poly-lined inner sleeves and whatever for to protect the records or whatever. So pulling shit out, and there's still more shit in there, and I'm like, I dump it out, and there's this letter, like handwritten letter, postmarked September 1987, from one woman to another in Colorado, asking like, oh hey, are you seeing anybody? I'm dating this guy, blah blah blah. And it's just like, man, like, and then later that night, I was watching a video of a guy who's like, this is why I collect vinyl. And one of the things he said was the history of these used records. And I, of course, jumped in the comments. I'm like, and said, hey, look, this, I just got this today. This is what was in it. And it makes, it's like, it tells a story. It's like, who are these women?
Yeah.
Why did she give up this record? How did it get from Colorado to the place in, Jersey or wherever where I bought this record from?
Yeah.
And so it begs all kinds of questions of the history of this record and how it came to be in my possession. Like, my Elton John Yellow Brick Road has the name Judy written on all the labels.
Oh.
And it's like, who's Judy? What happened to Judy?
Oh,
Is
God.
Judy okay?
Oh, God.
Like,
Oh, dear.
So, it's, but there is a debate between Thriller and the Eagles' greatest hits, but the number 3 best-selling album of all time I now have is Back in Black.
Yeah.
Which, of course, was like another one, like, okay, I have to get this. I saw it actually on Slick Deals for like $13, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it. And then after I bought it, I start reading, oh man, this pressing sucks. And I didn't think it was so bad. It's AC/DC. If the record, it's AC/DC. If this pressing is bad, I have an older pressing of Dirty Deeds done dirt cheap. I could just listen to that. It's the same damn record. No, but seriously, Back in Black is like the ultimate AC/DC record. So
If you say so.
You don't know because you don't like AC/DC.
I really don't.
Yeah.
I understand that they're important to music, but I don't want to listen to them.
I don't know if she's okay, Laura. That's what I'm wondering. How did I come into possession of her Elton John record? She obviously liked it enough to write her name on all the labels.
Yeah.
But I like that about buying used vinyl. Is like sometimes you just see these things and you're like, you get this kind of history behind them.
Yeah.
And so it's not just, stop saying sponsored. Anyway, so it's not just, you get the record and you get the music. You get the history with some of these.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've got a lot more still in the mail, so.
Yeah. We'll see what we find in those.
What did I buy yesterday? I bought, like, Jackson Browne the other day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sitting there watching The Simpsons, because they have, on Disney Plus, Simpsons collection, the Simpsons Rock collection. And most of them are all, like, episodes that have big musical guest stars. And I'm looking at this one episode, like, I don't remember there being a guest star on this one. So I was like, let me watch this episode. So I'm watching it. And then Jackson Browne is the musical guest. And I'm like, okay. Like, I don't know nothing about Jackson Browne. Let me look up Jackson Browne. And I found out he's the guy that does, what is it? Running on Empty. Right? Is that the one?
I don't know.
Anyway, Running on Empty, which I know from Forrest Gump. So I'm like, oh, okay, I like that song. And the song he just sang on The Simpsons ain't bad, and it's on that record, so I'm just going to buy that record. And I'm like, well, since I'm already buying a record, might as well buy a couple more from the same seller so I can save on shipping.
And I'm not doing much to dissuade these
You are not.
decisions.
You are
I'm like,
absolutely
well,
not.
you gotta shop smart.
That's exactly what you said when I was shopping around for the Alanis Morissette vinyl that I might buy. But, yeah, I did... But I got that, and I don't even know what else I bought from the same seller, so we can find out. It was a nice. I think Frampton Comes Alive was one of them.
Uh-huh.
Partly because I was watching Wayne's World, and
Yes.
that's referenced in Wayne's World. Actually, you know what? I think I bought Frampton Comes Alive, and then I'm like, I want to watch Wayne's World.
Is that, yeah.
Because I bought Frampton Comes Alive. So I've got so much coming, man. I don't even know. Purchases. Here we go. Let's see. What do we got? We got a lot of them.
It won't even load. There's so many.
Well, I got most of these. Let's see. It's this one here. Jackson Brown, Peter Frampton. I got the Charlie Daniels Band.
You got
Charlie Daniels just passed away
Yes,
not
he
too
did.
long ago, and this album happens to have "The Devil Went Down to Georgia" on it, which is the one song I know. So I'm like, all right, let me put that on, and maybe I'll, maybe I'll like something else on there too. And then I'm waiting on this one. Still says it's coming Friday. It's coming from Philadelphia. It shipped out 8 days ago,
What?
and it still hasn't gotten here yet. It's got Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison and The Highwayman, which is Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, and Chris Christopherson. And
Cool.
so I'm like, I need to get that. And I bought Metallica's Through the Never soundtrack, and I paid way too much money for that, so we won't talk about the
that.
amount of money. It actually was a couple of bucks more than I paid for the stereo. Actually, not true. It was a couple of bucks less than it, but it was around the same price.
Yeah.
I got a good deal on this. I paid $75, like total after shipping, and actually they didn't even charge me shipping. So after like tax and everything, paid like $75, and it shipped pretty quick. I think I ordered it Saturday or Sunday, and it got here today. And so I'm like, all right, cool. And I got it hooked up, and it's got just the bass just thumps.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's cool. And it's got Bluetooth and a CD player. So I'm like, yeah, okay, cool.
We finally have a CD player.
Well, I had a CD player in here,
Oh.
but just I didn't have a good speaker system with it. So I've been looking for speakers, and then when I saw this, I'm just like, well, that's a no-brainer. For $70, it's a $200 system.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, got some.
Ouch.
Got a good stereo system in here now, and I haven't tweaked any of the settings or anything. There's like you can actually
That'll be fun.
yeah. But yeah, so I hooked it all up and got the other one out of here. And only problem is it wouldn't fit where the other one was, so I actually had to put it under the record player and pull the record player out a little bit so I could open up the thing and
Oh,
have it
yeah.
not fall on it.
Yeah.
So lost a little bit of table space, but that's okay. I can live with that.
You have it to spare now.
I do. I have some table space, and but yeah, I'm just watching. Like I saw a post from less than a month ago. That was just a picture of my shelves before I got the extra shelves to go up, and it's like it was just 2 bins of records, and now I'm at 3.
Yeah.
Like almost gonna have to start a 4th one. So luckily I have 6. And I'm already like looking at the IKEA Kallax shelves and like alternatives to that will actually ship here
Yeah.
or that I can actually go somewhere and buy. IKEA's because IKEA was like, yeah, we'll ship it to you for $100. Like the shelf only costs $70. Fuck you. But Lowe's has similar shelving, so I might be able to do that. I heard you pulling your cup out of the cup holder in the headset. Laura is way ahead of herself.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's been my week. Is I installed a bidet and I bought a stereo and I bought a bunch of vinyl. And yeah, I just got my frame to put put my Living Braindead vinyl in.
Yes, which is very cool.
So I actually talked to one of my buddies earlier. He was texting me, complaining about the coronavirus or something. I don't know, but we got into it. I'm like, oh yeah, hey, by the way, I never showed you my most rare vinyl, and sent him a picture of the Falls Count Anywhere vinyl. And he goes, oh yeah, I would say cool, but I'm not really into wrestling, especially since my nephew doesn't watch it anymore. He outgrew it. And I'm just like, dude, this isn't a wrestling album. And then, it's an actual band. I'm like, do you not know who the Living Braindead are? And he goes, oh, yeah, no, I know that's your band. I actually still have a guitar pick from when I came to see you. And I'm just like, okay, well, this is our album. It's like, oh, well, how are you guys practicing and recording? Well, like, we did this before the pandemic.
Just
like
in time.
this album, literally, we got the CDs in 2 days after we last all were in the same place together. 3 of us have been in the same place at the same time. That's the record so far. That was unexpected, and we just kind of, Kevin wasn't expecting me, so I'm on his porch, and I'm like, dude, I haven't seen you in 3 months, and you're going to leave me standing on your porch? What the fuck, dude? He didn't know I was coming. So. But, yeah. And then after that, Brian and I went to Revolver, and I spent $100. Even though I said I'm only buying this Rage Against the Machine album.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've been seeing that Rage Against the Machine album cheaper everywhere else.
Yeah.
So it's just like, damn, I could have just ordered it. Not left the house. Not had to wear a mask. Not that I'm complaining about wearing a mask. Everybody should wear a mask when they're out in public right now.
Yes.
It's the absolute right thing to do. It is the safe thing to do. It ain't about you. It's about other people. So fuck off if you're like, I can't breathe. I saw a picture of a woman. She's wearing one of them N95 masks or whatever, right? And on top of that, she's wearing like one of those paper masks. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, she's got one of those full like face shields.
Yep.
And she's got a tube stuck up under it, and it's reading 100% oxygen saturation. She's like, don't tell me you can't fucking breathe in this.
My sister has to wear those when they get new admins where she works.
Yeah.
Until they test negative.
Yeah. But yeah, so but I got to go to but I enjoy going to Revolver and digging through the used bin, and that's actually how I end up spending a lot of money. And then I come home and I'm like, man, I like this album. I should get another album by this band, or another compilation from this series, or So
So I left Invader Zim on in the other room, and it's way too loud.
I can hear it.
Can you guys hear?
They can't hear it, but I can hear it.
I can hear it too. It's really bothering me because I'm missing something that Gurr is doing.
If you guys want to see a cool band sing the Doom song, Psycho Stick's been doing live streams every Thursday, right here on YouTube. Go check them out.
That's cool.
Yeah, and they've been doing the Doom song every time I've watched them. So
I have to see that.
Yeah, I really enjoy the Psycho Stick live streams. They're really well done, and I'm pretty sure they're handling the whole thing with a Stream Deck.
Yeah, that's
so
what you were
like,
saying.
So I'm like, hey, my band can do this. Jasmine wants tacos, and Jasmine wants to watch Invader Zim.
Jasmine is being very needy today.
She is. She wants tacos. She wants Invader Zim. So you got to make her tacos and let her watch Invader Zim.
You know what? We never watched Scooby-Doo. What happened to Scooby-Doo? I guess we switched to Invader Zim.
Yeah.
Random Laura.
Well, Jasmine asked her if she just followed her on Twitter or if it was a random Laura.
Oh.
So, yeah, but that's been my that's been my week, and then of course, like the other day, I'm getting all these texts like, "Hey, who'd you go through to get your vinyl done?" Like I literally got 2 back to back.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, and one wasn't even from a band. One was from a guy that I used to do a horror act in a horror series for.
Okay.
And he's doing a new thing, which I actually need to narrate for him. I just haven't had time.
Oh.
Which when he asked, I'm just like, I don't do character voices anymore, dude. Like, I'm much better at just being a narrator, so I'll do that, you know. Mm. But you gotta find somebody else to do the characters, you know. But he wants to this new series he's working on. He wants to do on vinyl. So I'm just like, all right, well, you know, this is who I went through, but I don't know if that's who you want to go through. Mm-hmm. You know, you might have better luck, you know, doing a short run through somebody else. And then he starts talking about, well, you know, I could do 100 through disc makers. Like, yeah, go ahead, do that.
Why'd you fucking ask?
You're asking for my help. You found disc makers yourself, so go for it, dude. Like, sure. You know? Kevin's back on YouTube. He's bouncing back and forth between platforms.
That's so like him.
He's like, I want to watch on YouTube. Now I want to watch on Facebook. Now I want to watch on YouTube again. We should
I think
start.
I'm gonna tune into all WNY.
We should start streaming on like Instagram and Twitter too.
Yeah, because there's not enough confusion right at 6 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
It is time for music.
Yes, it is. It is.
Peanut Gallery is right.
And these are my friends, and I got to play in this band very briefly.
These are my friends.
These are my friends. I love these guys. They're my besties.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is XM Priory, and this song's called Vacant Paradise on all WNY ThinkSoJoE Show.
Seems like I'm walking on borrowed time.
Exham Priory on all WNY ThinkSoJoE Show. I thought I had another 2 minutes. This thing added like 2 minutes to the end of the song. It's like, why?
That's insane.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, I'm glad I'm back from turning off Invader Zim.
Invader Zim is no longer on to distract me.
It will be on later, I'm sure. It's a good show.
It is.
You know what I was watching last night?
What?
Pinky and the Brain.
Oh, without me?
You were right next to me.
I wasn't there.
I was flipping through Hulu yesterday looking for something for you to watch. And I'm like, ooh, I know what I'm watching later. And so I watched like 2 episodes and I'm like, okay, I really need to go to sleep because I need to be up for when UPS gets here. It wasn't like in the way like I need to be up when FedEx gets here. And like I need to be there to grab the package because they're just going to put it in plain sight. It was, I've got 2 things that need to go back to Amazon.
Yes.
That I need to hand to UPS or they won't take it. So I actually was like waiting for the guy, and the guy's, oh, you waiting for a package? Like, yeah, man. I also am waiting to, can I give you these packages to take back? And he's like, you know, scanning things and like finally takes them, puts them in the truck. He's like, yo, you got like 1 more package. I'm like, dude, I should have 2 more packages. And he sorry, I'm distracted.
Reese's in here.
So I find, so he goes in the truck and he's like, oh yeah, man, you're right. You got 2 packages. Gets my 2 packages out and brings them up on the porch. And
Can I have her?
no,
Please?
come here.
Please?
Come here.
Please, Reese.
Come here. You guys are always asking about the cats.
Hi, baby. Hi.
There,
You
one
okay?
just walked right in the studio, right into the show.
Yeah. Meow.
Yeah. I you know what? After next week's thumbnail for the show, I might not have any other ideas. So because it turned out really well. I actually did it today. Normally I do these on Mondays. I do the thumbnails for the show. So, but I didn't do it yesterday, even though I was just sitting in here listening to the vinyl all day.
Yeah.
So I did it or I didn't do it Monday. I did it yesterday. And then I was watching something, or I saw something online, and I'm like, oh, I have an idea. Ouch. And so I did next week's thumbnail too.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
So I'm
Hurting me.
I have a whole week before it gets unveiled. So I'm kind of like, man, why did I do this so early? But it looks so cool.
Oh, I'm excited to see it now.
Yeah. I've been doing that NHL jerseys inspired things. This week, of course, we got the St. Louis Blues. And
Right.
next week, there's another Western Conference team. So,
Okay.
oh Jesus, she's not happy.
She is happy.
She's too happy. I don't know. You're always asking about the cats. There's Reese, who's never allowed in here.
This is a special day.
Yeah, she got. She usually comes to the door and she starts walking in, and I start telling her no, and then she starts mouthing off at me.
Yeah. Is this a special day? Are you special like Snowball now?
Snowball gets to come in here. He's like the only cat.
He's the fluffiest one, and he gets hair everywhere.
But he doesn't do anything when he just sits here.
He does. He's just a good boy.
He comes in here and he sits down. He listens to vinyl with me. He'll occasionally try and walk into the booth, and I'll be like, "No, just stay where I can see you." And he'll come right back out. And I always make sure I have the dust cover down on the record player when he's in here.
Right.
So But yeah, he's a good cat. He's always in here. Laura says, "Shut up, Joe. Shut up, cat."
Cat butt.
Yeah.
Right, left is right and right is left when you're looking.
Yeah, it's not mirrored. We see what they see. So if this was a mirror, you'd be on that side.
Here, what if we go like this? Oh no!
Oh no!
You okay, babe?
I think she just jumped head first into your mic stand.
Okay, get out.
And yes, you got to go,
Get
Reese's.
out.
We left the door open to get the air conditioner from the other room, so that's why we have a cat.
Okay, here we go. Take her.
She don't want to leave you. She's just like,
She does love me.
yeah. I think she might be in here for the duration of the segment now.
Okay.
Laura wants us to bring in Snowball.
Oh my.
That does not go over well when Reese's around.
No, they don't. Separate.
Yes. But yeah, he gets to come in here because he's
He's a good
calm
boy.
and he just sits there and he's
older. He's not as like spastic.
he'll sit there and he'll listen to vinyl and he won't mess with nothing. He'll just kind of wander around a little bit.
Yeah.
Reese is giving me dirty looks.
Yes.
She's like, I should be the only cat. Never mind that I was the fourth one. And I begat the three other ones.
Okay, Reese. If you're gonna get weird, you're gonna have to go.
So those of you listening on all WNY, there's a cat in here.
Hi, Mom.
Or if you're listening on the podcast, whenever we get around to releasing that later tonight, find it on your favorite streaming platforms like Spotify and, Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts and, all that other fun stuff.
She smells kind of funny.
I'll take your word for it. I'm doing a radio show here.
They care.
I don't smell anything. I have the worst sense of smell. Anyway. Yeah.
So.
But yes, anyway, so those of you listening on the podcasts and everything else, you can find this video even after we're done airing on YouTube.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a little while before you get the full show on YouTube, though, which is weird. We broadcast for 2 hours straight, and then, you get, half an hour of the show until it finally processes and you get the full show. Like last week, anytime I was trying to go for that YouTube to MP3 converter, it was just like, you have 1 second of video. No, I don't. Laura says that Reese is more important than the show. She's just glaring at me. I should see this look. She's like, this is my microphone now.
I wait for her to let me hold her.
Might have to get the laser pointer to get her out of here.
I know, that's true.
I had her going one night. It was, she was just, chasing it, and she wouldn't stop chasing it.
Mm-hmm.
And, I thought I killed her. Because she, after I put the laser pointer away, she just laid down, and she's breathing, super heavy. And I'm like, shit, did I just kill this cat? So I went, I got her some water, and I put a dish of water, right next to her, come on, be okay, And, luckily she was okay, yeah, she was okay. She just wore herself out. She was just over excited about the red dot. So, yeah. And then, once she was, stuck back here, I got her, with the laser pointer, I could get her to, jump up and, be stuck on the door, like one of those Garfield window clings.
Oh, man.
So, she'd jump up and she'd get, stuck in the hallway door and she'd just be up there.
Oh, wow.
I can't get her to do it anymore. She was doing it for a while. But,
aw.
Yeah.
Reese, why don't you do cool shit anymore?
But yeah, this is Reese. This one came home with my ex-wife.
And now she's mine.
Unbeknownst to me. My understanding was, we're gonna get this cat from my dad's from my dad's cat's litter, but my dad's gonna pay for her to get fixed first. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, she just brought her home.
Still not fixed.
She's got her she comes in, she's got her coat closed. What you got? And it's like,
was it love at first sight?
It's like, you had to bring the kitten home. Your dad got her fixed, right? No. Then why did you bring her home? And she's still here.
Why? Why are you
She's still here. Yeah. So my mom texted me the other day. She said my ex-wife changed her name back to my last name.
On Facebook?
Yeah, I don't understand why. I have no idea. I don't care. Doesn't matter. But, why?
Yeah.
She got remarried. Her legal name is as far as I know, no longer Kent. So, so I don't know why. I have no idea.
That's
So,
interesting.
I don't know. She hasn't tried to reach out to me or anything, so I don't give a fuck. So, who knows? Not that I would give a fuck if she tried to reach out to me either, but...
Right.
You know.
We don't have any of her mail.
Nope. Haven't gotten any of her mail in a while either, thankfully.
Good. Maybe it's because she changed her last
Maybe. It was ridiculous just getting all her mail. I'm like, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah.
No, my mom did not change her name to Joe Kent. My mom's last name isn't even Kent. So
oh, do you want your dad now? Do you want your dad?
Jasmine says this is the best episode ever. Look at this.
It's so wholesome.
Yeah. Wholesome like Yellow Sauce, who we had on a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that was really nice.
It was nice to have them. You know, the most wholesome band in the world. It's the only thing in between my speakers up there is a bar of soap that has bananas on it. That somebody just like gifted us.
Wasn't it?
I think it was Dewey. Yeah, Dewey bought
Dewey's
the soap.
wife or something.
Yeah, I don't know who made the soap, but Dewey got the soap and made sure everybody in Yellow Sauce got one. So
That's cool.
So I got his piece of soap with bananas on it, and I think it's like banana scented too or something.
Yeah.
So it's just sitting there in between my speakers. So it had been up on that shelf. It was in front of my stereo.
Yeah.
And then when I took the stereo out, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do with all the rest of this shit that was up here? So she wants Joe's job. She wants my job. Go ahead, Reese. Take over. That's not how you use that.
Oh.
We need Squirrel in here to
I know.
one of these times. So Squirrel can sit here and just tell us what a kitty says.
Do you know what a kitty says? What does a kitty say?
Reese's like, this light is fucking bright.
She is saying that.
Light is bright. You were asking for sunglasses earlier, so
I was.
it's not that bright. It's a daylight bulb.
Yeah.
Daylight setting on this bulb. We've got different settings, but this is the best looking one. So, you know what's gonna be weird is I have this set to the actual room light is set to change it to white every night at sunset.
Okay.
So like when sunset starts getting earlier, we're just gonna be sitting here and the light's randomly gonna change in the middle of the show.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be weird. I have an itch and I can't get it.
Because you have a cat in your arms?
Yeah.
Laura says I've been replaced.
She gives no fucks.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. I got you didn't. We didn't look up events this week, so we got we got nothing.
I didn't. I did not feel like it because nobody submitted anything.
That's why most of the music this week is either my band or bands I've been associated with or friends of mine. So it's just like, all right, let's. It's the Reese and Jasmine show to the tune of Itchy and Scratchy. Anyway, yeah. So, but yeah. So I just kind of picked. You're like, I haven't picked music except for one band. I'm like, all right, cool. Everybody else, I'll pick.
Yeah.
I thought about hooking my old stereo up to this so I could put that Dreadnecks on here because I don't have a CD-ROM on my computer.
Yeah.
But I can put a CD in my stereo and record it to a flash drive.
Ooh.
So if I ever have something that isn't streaming like this Dreadnecks album, I can pop in the CD and run a thumb drive and just transfer it to the computer.
There you go.
And then transfer it right into the board. So
Ta-da.
I was thinking about doing that, but by the time I got this all hooked up, it's like I should probably start putting music in the board. I should turn off Metallica. I don't want to. Thrash. You missed an H. There's two H's. Thrash. I actually started last night. I started listening to Kill 'Em All. And I'm like, all right, I'm just going to start listening all the way through. So I got through Garage Days last night. And so it's like, all right, got to listen to Injustice for All, Black Album today.
Is that the order they came out?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Started at the beginning and kept going. So that was kind of like once I got the full set, it's like, all right, that's the plan now.
Okay.
So I was excited to get the full set. Brian was on my case not too long ago. Like, how do you not have Kill 'Em All? You're a huge Metallica fan. You got all these Metallica tattoos, but you don't have Kill 'Em All. I'm like, well, I like Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets and Injustice for All and the Black Album and Load better. That'll get me some heat with some Metallica fans right there saying I like Load better than Kill 'Em All. But yeah, so I got to a point where I'm like, I need to start filling in this Metallica collection. And I'm like, let me get Kill 'Em All, but instead of just getting Kill 'Em All or getting like the remaster of Kill 'Em All that came out a few years ago, I need to get a specific pressing of this album, which was when they first signed to Elektra Records. They did a pressing that had a couple of cover songs on it that weren't on the original album and weren't on any future pressings. So I'm like, I have to get this specific vinyl. So that's what I got.
Okay.
And then my copy of Ride the Lightning is a bootleg German copy of the French pressing. Yeah. I told you that when at some point, and you're like, what does that even mean? So I had to explain to you that the original French pressing of Ride the Lightning, when it first came out in 1983 or 4 or whatever, around there, there was a misprint in the cover that made it appear green instead of blue. Oh. And I was like, man, I want that cover because that's rare. So I bought it on eBay for cheap, knowing full well, like, this can't be the real thing. And I had it sitting around for a while not knowing if it was the real thing or not, but assuming it wasn't because it's on clear vinyl, and who was using clear vinyl in 1983? And then when Brian was co-hosting, Brian was looking through my vinyl before I ever got a record player, and he's just like, oh yeah, this is an authentic copy. This is real. I'm like, I still don't know. Like, I trust you, but I still don't know. And finally, when I was putting all my music into Discogs back when I only had 180 records, or only had 80 records, I should say, I went to go put that one in, and it says German bootleg, like, that's made to look like the French pressing. Like, oh, okay, so I was right all this time. It was a bootleg of this fucked up French pressing.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of like, man, I got all the rest of the records officially. Mm-hmm. Maybe I should buy the remaster that they did a few years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe I should get the box set because it's coming down in price. I don't know. Maybe I think I saw it for like $100. It was going for like 300.
But don't you already have all the records?
No.
Oh.
No, the box set. They've been releasing box sets for all the albums. They started with Kill 'Em All a few years ago, and then they did Ride the Lightning. They're doing them in order. So the box set, they all have, like, the album on vinyl, but then they have, like, live stuff, too. So, like, live bootlegs and rare singles and just all kinds of, like, posters and all kinds of crazy shit in there. So I'm just like, oh man, I really, I really want these, but I really don't want to spend $400 on them.
Yeah.
So, and if I was going to do one, it would have been Injustice for All.
Okay.
Which, when Injustice for All was re-released, I bought the vinyl, and I bought the CDs that had some of the extra stuff on it. But I didn't get the whole box set because I couldn't justify paying $400. I didn't have $400. I was broke. I could do it now, but I still don't want to part with $400 over a record,
Right.
Even though I did just buy the box set for the S&M 2 when that comes out next month.
Yeah.
That's
going to be pretty cool.
But that was still only $130. Now, the problem with that is, a few days after I ordered it, this site that I've ordered a bunch of stuff from so far, and I first found them on Discogs, and didn't even know they had a website until I saw a sponsored ad for them a few days after I got my package from them. They have daily deals, and their daily deal on Monday was S&M 2 for like $30 less than what Metallica's website was selling it for, selling the pre-orders for. it would have saved me maybe $10 because I got the 20% off for being a 5th member. So, how much of my money do I think Metallica has? Let's be fair here. Most of my Metallica stuff has been bought secondhand.
Okay. This cat's getting heavy.
Yeah, well.
Well, I'm fucked.
Yeah. Anyway, well, you can. She's on your headphone cable, and that's the only thing I'm, worried about if you put her down is she's gonna pull your headphones right off your head. I'm not worried about the headphones because there's another pair literally right there. But
it's fine.
Yeah.
I took the weight off my arm.
Anyway, but yes, so, a lot of my Metallica stuff has been like secondhand. Like most of my CDs were secondhand. And then once I had all the stuff I didn't have before, that's when I started buying them as they came out on CD, which continued all the way through Hardwired. And then for vinyl, I think I bought Load directly through their website. I bought Injustice for All and Garage Days directly through their website. I bought Reload through Amazon, and I think everything else I got through third parties. No, you know what? Death Magnetic I got at Revolver, and I think Hardwired I got through Metallica's site. And then you get into the money I've spent on concert tickets, and so they've gotten maybe $500 total out of me.
That's not so bad.
No, not really. I mean, you figure I paid over $100 for that ticket to the show in Foxborough a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I was ready to spend a couple of $100 on floor seats for when they played KeyBank Center not too long ago. But I couldn't get the floor seats. And I'm not going to go if I can't get floor seats. I've been in a seat once for a Metallica show. And it was just like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Like the show is great. It was on the tour for Reload, so the show was as good as it was going to be for the tour for Reload. And then being at Darien Lake, which was the last time they played Darien Lake, by the way. But I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm so ready to go see him on this tour. And I want to go get floor seats, and I want to be up front, and couldn't get the floor seats. So I never ended up spending that money. I really would have liked to.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I've spent quite a bit on Metallica, but I don't know how much of my money they actually have. So that was a fair question.
Yeah.
Laura says I'm saying words, but nobody's listening to me because of Reese. But Kevin is listening to me because he said French press is a good way to make coffee.
It is.
So there you go. Hey, speaking of Kevin, he's in a band.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, it's a pretty good band. They got a pretty good review on Music is Art's Facebook page yesterday. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, we got a pretty good review on somebody was like, hey, I want to review some stuff for the Music is Art Facebook page. Send me your link. So I sent a Spotify link, and immediately the guy's like, oh man, these are awesome song titles. I need to listen to this. And then later on, put up a review, very positive review.
Cool.
And seemed to really enjoy the EP, Falls Count Anywhere, available now. You can listen to it on all your favorite streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Music, Amazon Music, Napster.
Napster?
We are legit on Napster. And you can get it at our Bandcamp. You can buy the CD through our Bandcamp. You can buy the digital copies through our Bandcamp or Amazon. Or just reach out to us and we'll be like, okay, yeah, we'll send you, give us $5, we'll send you a CD. And like $7 because we get and stickers. Yeah, we try and throw stickers. But yeah, so this is The Living Braindead. And this song is about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And it's called Grr Arg on all WNY ThinkSoJoE Show.
All she wants is to escape. She just wants to run and hide from this monsters at her door and evil. slain the death, but she still can't run and hide. Weight of the world is at her door. No way she'd abandon this. She plans to slay all the aliens. She is the voted one. She is the chosen one. A blood hero for us all. She will last until it's done. She has to slay all the demons. She has to slay all the demons. She has to slay all the
The Living Braindead on all WNY. ThinkSoJoE Show. Kevin's right. I said it wrong. That's why we have John say it when we play it live. It's grr, arg. Did I do better that time? I don't know. Anyway, that's why I don't introduce the song.
Because you're too enthusiastic.
My whole thing is saying this one's for all you lovers out there before we play Earth Angel. My mom finally saw Back to the Future, you guys. My mom has seen my band before she saw Back to the Future. I had no idea. I know she's been talking about wanting to watch Back to the Future and just never did it. So my aunt shares this thing the other day, and it's like, oh, I found this in the parking lot of Sam's Club, and if you know who this couple are, make sure you spread the word so we can maybe get this picture back to him. And it's a picture of Crispin Glover and Leah Thompson. And so, my mom's like, well, that's an actress, right? That's Leah Thompson. I don't know who the actor is. And my uncle goes, oh, it's Crispin Glover. This is, it's from Back to the Future. And my mom's like, oh, I've never seen that movie. I said, Mom, I thought you said you watched Back to the Future. She said, no, I still haven't seen it. I said, well, Mom, I got the whole trilogy on Blu-ray. If you want to watch the trilogy, you can borrow it. It's fine. I watch it every once in a great while. Mm-hmm. And you need to watch it so you understand why my band plays Earth Angel. And she texted me the other day, and she says, I finally watched Back to the Future 1 and 2 last night. I'm going to watch part 3 today. I can't believe I've never seen this movie before. I said, yeah, it's a good movie, Mom. I didn't know you didn't see it. Like, I don't know how you haven't seen this movie. It's over 35 years old.
Yeah.
Or almost 35 years old. It'll be 35 years old this year. So, Okay. But my mom finally saw it. She was excited about it. So.
That's cool.
Yeah. I've been trying to keep in touch with my mom a little bit more, and my kid.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Trying to be a better father and son. So I've been, anytime I see something clever that my kid said on, my time hop or something, I'll, send it to her. Be like, hey, look at this. Like, you remember this when I asked you if you knew who Will Smith was, and you said no? And she said, well, I know who he is now. And then, I've been sending my mom, like, when I'm listening to records, I'll be like, oh, hey, Ma, look what I'm listening to. You'd like this.
Yeah.
And then she's just, like, oh, yeah, Hank Williams' Greatest Hits. I like that one.
I like that one, too.
I'm like, yeah, I'm sure you do, Mom. This is what I'm listening to right now. You're not going to make any smart comment about me listening to country music right now? No. No, no. Guests are only on the second segment during the pandemic. So your part's done. Your part's done. Go away. Anyway,
He's coming.
Reese, no.
I'll hold her again.
So, yeah, I actually got a Johnny Cash record a couple of weeks ago, and I was just like, hey, Ma, look what I'm listening to. She's like, oh, I like Johnny Cash. I'm like, I know, every time I'm in your car, you're listening to Johnny Cash. You get along great with my neighbor.
Right?
Go. You're too far in. Go. Your segment's over. Anyway. Anyway. Yeah, so, that's what I've been trying to do is just kind of keep in contact with my mom, keep in contact with my daughter. Actually, we got to get back to her about birthday party thing. So, got to figure out when that is, and if you want to go, and
we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll figure that out later. Because they're worried that if I don't go, my mom and my grandma won't go. I don't know if my grandma's going to go anyway, because my grandma's like in her 80s and social distancing and whatever.
Yep.
But they're telling me they're going to have a very safe party, in that her and my ex-wife and her mom, they're going to be the ones handling the food, and they're going to the tables are going to be spaced apart, and mask rules in effect and all that. So doesn't sound like a fun party, but she only turned 16 once, so.
The kid's going to be driving our asses around.
She's got her permit test coming up. Yeah. So, how the fuck am I old enough to have a kid who's taking a permit test?
You're old enough.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't look that old. Unless I take my hat off. I could look a lot younger. I just shave all this shit off.
Yeah.
I don't like the way that looks, so I'm not going to.
What if I asked you to? No, I'm not asking you to.
I would not.
I'm not asking you to.
Because I don't like the way it looks.
Okay.
Yeah. I do a lot of stuff you ask me to, but I wouldn't shave my face. I don't look good with a shaved face.
I'm not worried about it. I wouldn't ask you to shave your face.
I know you wouldn't.
You were like this when I found you.
Yes, I was. Anyway.
If you don't ask me to grow in all my hair.
Right.
I like my mohawk.
I do too.
Good.
Laura says she doesn't think braids make me look older. Yeah. I miss having enough hair to be able to do braids with.
You have all this.
I know that.
That would braid nicely.
Get that Doc Gallows look going from Impact Wrestling. Anyway.
Yeah.
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 Laura knows all about Doc Gallows. That's one of her favorites. Him and Nux. You remember Nux? Anyway. That's besides the point. That's another story entirely.
Okay.
So, yeah. Don't buy her confetti. Who's doing what? What about confetti? I'm confused, Jasmine. It's supposed to be the other way around.
What?
I'm supposed to confuse Jasmine. She's not supposed to confuse me.
Hey, Jasmine, guess what next Wednesday is?
Just for that. There it goes. Just for that, we're doing Christmas colors. And I just threw the remote on the other side of the desk. So I can't change it back.
Jasmine, guess what next week
Oh,
is?
she said don't buy her confetti party poppers. I misread. I thought she said don't buy her confetti party poopers.
Oh.
She said don't buy her confetti party poppers. We'll just bring this bag from the Dreadnecks.
No.
That's enough confetti. This envelope full of confetti from when I got the Dreadnecks CD.
At least it's big confetti, to be honest.
Oh, and now it's all over my desk. Thanks. Thanks. Now it's going to be everywhere for the next 2 months. At least the dust covers down on the record player.
There's more in there, though.
I know,
my God, there's a lot more in there.
At least it mostly landed on this checkoutstore.com packing slip. So I could just pick that up and throw the whole thing in the garbage.
Grant.
Grant!
Are you kidding me?
I knew I should have played the Dreadnecks today. I knew I should have played the Dreadnecks today. Oh, well. I just didn't have the patience to learn how to actually put music on a flash drive for my stereo.
This is stuck in here.
Anyway, if you guys collect vinyl, checkoutstore.com. Check that out. They've got all kinds of accessories. That's where I get my inner sleeves from. Jasmine wants to know.
Outer sleeves?
No, I didn't buy the outer sleeves.
Oh.
I have not yet. I bought jackets. Like the cardboard jackets, just because I've got a Doors record that doesn't have a jacket, and I also have a Beatles record that's in the wrong jacket, but I don't have the right jacket.
Okay.
So I'd rather just replace the jacket entirely. So that way I can just write, Meet the Beatles on the side of it or something and stick it in there so I can see it when I'm... I mean, not that it's hard to find. It's the first record of the Beatles in my collection of Beatles records that includes a Russian pressing of Hard Day's Night. Yeah. I wanted to get the cheapest possible copy of A Hard Day's Night, so I got a Russian pressing of it. Yeah. So all the labels are in Russian? What was with the chin beard when I was younger? That was the style at the time. It was. Go watch some new metal videos.
Jasmine, I don't know if you can come over on my birthday because I have a doctor's appointment.
Oh. I can, yeah, and finally I get to give you this this present next week that I've been hiding for.
Is it Ska Box?
It is not Ska Box. That is on the way though.
I want my Ska Box.
That might be here on time. But no, it's not Ska Box, but you will like it. It is not. It's not a gag gift like I gave you on Christmas.
Okay.
I won't have a Rick Astley, vinyl for you or anything like that. Not doing that again.
No, that's
already did that.
Yep.
Already been done. I am legit. I have a present that I.
Hey, Macy.
I have a present that I think you will legitimately like.
Yeah.
So I.
Come on. Good girl.
There you go. There's a cat's back. Anyway, I have a present I think you'll legitimately like, and I can't wait to give it to you.
Well, thank you.
So it's gonna be fun. Yeah, Kevin had the chin beard too. Kevin had the chin beard and he had like the spikes, so he looked. Oh yeah. He looked like.
Wait, which kind of spikes?
Just he had his hair spiked up, so it wasn't like punk spikes. It was just,
okay, because I could see that too.
Like lead singer from Lit.
Okay.
Spikes.
Okay.
And I had the big long chin beard that I would braid, and I'd look like the guitar player from Lit. So it's interesting that he sings and I play guitar in a band together now. We need to cover My Own Worst Enemy.
Never gonna pick it up. Okay, if you find a ska cover of Never Gonna Give You Up,
which I'm sure is out there,
I will listen to it.
If not, we'll write it. I don't know how to play ska chords. I'll just have Jasmine, or I'll have Brian teach me, rather.
Right.
Try and have Jasmine teach me how to play guitar. Jasmine, you got to teach me how to play guitar. What are you doing? She's trying to be the keyboard cat.
Keyboard cat.
It's the wrong kind of keyboard, Reese. I got a keyboard over there if you want to play.
She's stepping on my boobie. Yeah.
Jasmine says she'll sit with the cats while we podcast.
Okay, well, I still have a doctor's appointment.
Yeah. Thud. Okay, Reese, get out.
Go.
I knew I should have brought the laser pointer in here. Could have distracted Laura with it, too. Anyway.
I think she's in here.
She's sitting under the stool now.
She's in here. Let's just...
I don't know if you can see it. She's right there. I can see her eyes on the camera.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah. But yeah, see, I think you will really enjoy the present that I got you.
Okay.
So, and also your ska box should be here by then. I'm interested to see what's in that.
I know.
I bought a Scotalites record the other day. Pre-order. It's actually should be shipping this weekend, I think.
Okay.
It was originally supposed to be a Record Store Day exclusive. But, Jump Up Records was like, well, we really don't want you guys to have to go stand in line on Record Store Day with everything that's going on right now. So we're going to actually pull it from Record Store Day. The record stores are still going to get it, but they're going to get it on, I think the 25th was the date. So you can still buy the record, just you don't have to stand in line for Record Store Day, and you don't have to worry about social distancing and all that. You could go to your record store and buy it. But if you order it from us directly, we have a limited edition, 100 copies, blue translucent vinyl of this Scotalites record. It's a re-release of an album they put out in the 90s.
Okay.
And so I'm like, well, that's a fucking no-brainer. Let me buy that. Karina will love that.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I'm sure I'll like it, but even if I don't, Karina will love it. So it's worth the $25 or whatever I paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, 3 or 4 days later, after I've already pre-ordered this, they put together a bundle where it's 3 full-length ska albums and a mystery 7-inch ska album, and for $50. And I'm like, well, why? If I would have known they were going to do that, I wouldn't have pre-ordered the Scotalites record. I would have just, because that's in that bundle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I would have just waited and bought this bundle, but I'm not going to cancel the order and just be like, okay, well, I want this now. Screw you guys, Give me my money back and let me pay it to you again, So we're getting the Scotalites album at least. What are you doing with the confetti?
I don't know. I no longer have control of my actions. Oh, shit.
You're going to have to come in here and clean that up, right?
Fuck you.
You're the one making the mess. You're the one that's got to clean it up.
I don't think these ones will go up in the vacuum cleaner. That's big.
Jasmine's like, what did you buy, Mom?
I don't know either, Jazzy.
I managed to keep this one a secret. I'm excited about it.
Oops.
So, and I know it's something you're absolutely going to love.
Well, I'm really...
So,
This is triggering my anxiety, so I'm trying not to think about it.
There's 3 people besides me who know what it is. So
is Brian one? Huh?
Anyway, so Brian's been trying to get me to buy you what the fuck? I'm trying to think what band it is, but he's been trying to get me to buy you a vinyl from. I can't remember who it was from, but it's the greatest hits. And he's like, you should buy this for Karina. Karina will love this. You should buy this for Karina. I'm like, dude, I already bought Karina this. And he's like, oh yeah, she'll like that too. So,
you guys are such bad influences on each other.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, he's been trying to get me to buy this record. Which I don't know why I can't think of what band it is off the top of my head. I'll look at my phone during the song break or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm sure she would like that, but she's got the ska box coming. That was a birthday present.
Yeah.
And then she's got this other thing that I bought. And so I don't think I really need that. And now he's like, well, you better buy this quick because they're not pressing it anymore. Like, God damn it. So I still haven't bought it, but I might. Like, damn it. You gotta hit me with these it's out of print things, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's part of how he got me to buy the Sound City soundtrack. Was like, oh man, no, you'll really like this. It's Dave Grohl and the singer from Fear is on here and all these other great musicians are on here. And I'm like, dude, I saw the documentary. I liked the documentary. I liked all the music from the documentary. I just don't want to spend the money right now. I literally came here for a Rage Against the Machine album. And then he throws it on.
What did you leave there with?
10 different records, including the Sound City soundtrack. But that's because Brian threw it on top of my pile. He's like, you want this? You need this. You're buying this. And I'm like, yeah, okay. You've convinced me. So I have that now.
Yeah.
She's flicking confetti at me, you guys.
You know what? I might as well. I gotta clean it up anyway.
Yeah.
Might as well have some fun with it.
Making a mess of my studio. Studio is
just
relatively...
leaving it more glamorous.
My studio is relatively neat.
Yes. There's this crazy cat running around, though.
Yeah, I know. She's over there somewhere now.
Hi, baby.
Anyway. Yeah, I've been trying to keep the studio relatively neat. Been trying to keep the desk mostly cleared off. Been trying to keep my table space open. Mm-hmm. And, of course, now I have a little less table space because I had to move the record player out a little bit to put the stereo under it.
Not bad, though.
No, and it sounds way better than what I had it hooked up to. Which means, like, I'm going to really get more use out of my vinyl now than I was. Because, like I had it hooked up to the board. So I had it hooked up to the studio monitors and was just like, okay, yeah, all right, this sounds great. And then I'm like, but if I move it over here, I can hook up the stereo and have a CD player. So I hooked up the stereo and the CD player and a subwoofer, and like it still didn't have a lot of bass to it. So as soon as I plugged these in, and the first song I played was Enter Sandman, and it's like boom, 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 boom. Like, holy shit, man, this bass is awesome. So I'm gonna listen to NWA later. Just because I'm like, ooh, now I can really listen to NWA and like Run DMC and like, you know, any other rap albums I have and just really get the full experience how it's meant to sound, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a plan for probably while I'm working.
Yeah.
Like I'll listen to vinyl in between recordings like I was doing last night. So Jasmine says for you to speak up. Yeah, it's hard to get close to the mic when you have a cat in your lap.
It is.
Anyway. You know, I was watching, there was a WWE pay-per-view the other night. I was watching the kickoff show. And they're all doing the kickoff show from home. Like the, you know, usual panelists. And Booker T, WWE Hall of Famer and 5 to 6-time world champion and, you know, basic wrestling legend. He's sitting there and he's doing his shtick from home. And he's got a Rode pod mic right in his face. That's what he was doing the WWE broadcast with, was a Rode pod mic. And I screenshotted it. I actually like took a picture of my monitor. And I'm just like, hey, Rode, look. And they later, you know, they liked my post, but then later shared like a WWE screenshot of him using it. Like, hey, look, even WWE Hall of Famer Booker T uses our microphones. Like, geez, thanks for the credit, assholes. After all the nice things I've been saying about you. Because I got, you know, it's my 3-year anniversary this past week with Rode microphones.
Oh. Yeah.
Posted on Instagram and Twitter about it, and Facebook too.
Yeah.
And then yesterday I'm doing a voiceover for a YouTube channel, and they're just like, hey, so we usually have a picture of our narrator at the beginning of the videos. So I'm like, all right, well, I can send you a picture. That's fine. So I sent them the picture that I sent with the Rode microphone, and like I said, you guys can crop this however you want. But this is my latest, you know, studio picture of me in the booth. You know, it's just like, all right, let me, you know, I'll send you. Here's a picture. This is, I'll probably use this for promo stuff. I like the picture, and it's got the Rode microphone thing in it. So it's just like, I tweeted it. I said, man, you know, 3 years ago I got this microphone, and now here we are, and I have at least 4 more Rode microphones and a Rode Podcaster Pro.
Right.
Or a Rodecaster Pro, whatever they call it, you know? And so, you know, like, thank you guys for making me sound great for the past 3 years. And they said, man, you know, thank you for the support. Aww. They liked my tweet, you know? It's like, nice. And they've been supportive like that. Anytime that I tweet and say, hey, man, you know, I really appreciate these Rode microphones, they're usually quick to respond. Like last year, I think I said happy anniversary, and they're like, oh, we can't wait for our candlelight dinner.
Aw.
So, yeah. Kevin says that's a hot picture. Call them out publicly and get free Maybe I should. Like, hey, Rode, I told you this. Anyway. But, you know, I mean, it's not like they're hurting for money. Their owner just bought Kurt Cobain's Unplugged guitar for, like, what was it, $4 million or something like that.
Money doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah. Whatever. I don't remember what the amount was, but it's their owner that bought the guitar Kurt used for Unplugged. So
That's cool.
yeah, I saw that it was trending, and then I saw who bought it. I'm like, oh shit, okay, you're welcome, dude. I may buy all my, I may have bought most of my Metallica stuff secondhand, but most of my Rode stuff, actually all my Rode stuff is just, I bought brand new. Actually, no, my camera microphone, that's from Rode, that came with my camera.
Oh.
Which was my second Rode microphone, but I got 3 of these pod mics now, and also my NT1A in the booth, and, running through the Rode Podcaster, which sounds way better than that Behringer piece of shit I used to have. But, she's very carefully taking her drink out of the drink holder.
I didn't know how heavy it would be.
I thought you were just trying to avoid it making noise like the last time. So, but yeah, so that picture is going to be on some YouTube voiceovers.
That's pretty cool.
The one I was doing last night was about the show Schitt's Creek.
Oh, my sister really likes that show.
You were watching that for a little while.
Yeah, it's because my sister said that I would like it, but I didn't.
I didn't hate it, the little bit that I saw of it. I wasn't really paying much attention to it.
I
but
just couldn't get into it.
It was enough for me to be like, okay, I know that this character's name is Moira, not Mora.
Yeah.
Or however I would have pronounced it otherwise. I'm like, I know how to say that. I had to look up some other shit on that show. But, because I didn't see much of it. I saw a little bit of it. I hate his anime stuff, when they give me anime stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, I don't know how to say any of this.
Yep.
I'm like, where's Ryan Burrow when I need him?
Yeah.
And somebody actually finally, usually they'll just order and just assume I know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I actually had somebody ask me beforehand. They're like, hey, we're about to do this anime channel, and we want to know if you'd be comfortable being our voiceover guy. And I'm like, look, man, you want somebody who's actually seen an anime in their life. That ain't me.
You've sat through some anime, because I watch some sometimes.
I mean, I can maybe pronounce the name of the first generation Pokemon, but like after that, I don't know shit about anime. So I'm like, you definitely want somebody else for that job, not me.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, man, I really appreciate your honesty. Like, I'd rather you have a quality product for your money than give me your money and me sit here faking my way through an anime video that I don't know shit about. Like, and it's happened a couple of times where I've gotten people hire me for anime stuff and they'll pay me for like 2 videos, and then I'll never hear from them again because they're just like, man, this guy sucks. But it's the complete opposite of me being the, voice of pro wrestling on YouTube. Like, I was talking to Slat Rock last night, because in his script, he kept getting a name wrong of a new faction on WWE Raw. And so I was like, hey, man, I changed this. You kept saying the Hurt Locker. They're called the Hurt Business. So I changed this every time you mentioned it. He's like, oh, man, I didn't even know. I'm like, aren't you glad you have a wrestling fan doing your wrestling videos? He's like, no, let me correct you. A long-time wrestling fan doing my wrestling videos. I'm like, oh, yeah, man, that definitely helps when you're talking about the older shit, too.
Yeah.
Because I know what I'm talking about, Or if I think something's wrong, I'll at least look into it and be like, that's not right, And then sometimes I'll prove myself wrong. Like, okay, good. I'm glad I looked this up because it's accurate. All right, it's time for some more music. This is the Bobby Lees. They just played at Mohawk Place this past weekend.
Yes.
I never heard this band before today, but I really like this song. I dig it. It's got a kind of a Jet vibe to it, like that indie rock style. Mm-hmm. Really like it. This is the Bobby Lees, and this song is called Drive on All WNY. ThinkSoJoE Show.
Portion of the telephone poles in the trees, so you're like trying to stay on the road.
They say I shouldn't drive when I'm feeling slightly suicidal. I'm looking for telephone poles and also crawl inside them. Well, I've been driving around holding my breath about 3-4 miles, looking for telephone poles and also driving inside them. Oh, come and ride with me. I folks now in the backseat. Won't you be my baby? Oh, come here and ride with me. Honey, oh, drive with me. Oh, come here and ride with me. Honey, la 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 oh la 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 oh la 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 la. They say we shouldn't drive, but we're feeling slightly suicidal, looking for telephone poles and holes to crawl inside of. Well, we've been driving around, holding our breath about 3-4 miles, looking for telephone poles and holes to drive inside of. Oh, come and ride with me. Hot little drive with me. Oh, come and ride with me. Hot little shit.
That was the Bobby Lees on all WNY Think So Joe Show.
Yeah, I like that.
That song's about driving into a telephone pole. I don't know if I don't know if I like it. having done that. Well, to be fair, it was a lamppost.
I just missed a telephone pole one time. Okay, I went through a stop sign. There was it was icy, so I couldn't stop. And there's this huge ditch, and it was like a quick left, like a right and a quick left was my turn. I'm like, shit, maybe I can do it. And I couldn't. And I ended up going the other way in a ditch and ricocheting in the ditch and coming like a foot from a tree and like a foot from a telephone pole. And it was really fucking scary.
Oh, I bet. I mean, I kind of woke up head on with a telephone pole. Well, it was a lamp post, but
Yeah.
same difference,
Yeah.
really, you know, and just like, oh shit, I guess I'm dying now. And luckily I was okay. The car was totaled, but I was okay,
Yeah.
thankfully. You know, just a couple of bruises and stuff, and, you know, lots of, you know, and just like I always tell the story of the one like right here, like where the fuck did this bruise come from?
Yeah.
And it was from my seatbelt. And I was just like, oh, that, okay. That's probably a good bruise to have then.
Yeah.
Instead of like, you know, the wounds from going through the windshield of not having the seatbelt on, you know? So, you know, I was, you know, had the seatbelt on, the airbag deployed. So I was, you know, as safe as I was going to be getting into a huge car accident like that and hitting a light pole and wrecking my car like that. And, you know, but, that's another story. But yeah, that song was cool as fuck, as Kevin just said. I was really enjoying it, listening to it earlier. So like, yeah, okay, cool. These guys are pretty good. And so they were kind of worth, I guess, turning off Metallica.
Yeah.
I actually turned off Metallica to record The Living Braindead. Because I'm like going through my MP3s and I'm like, you know what? Maybe it wasn't maybe these MP3s are not great. Maybe there's just something wrong with these MP3s. So actually what you heard earlier was recorded direct from our Spotify instead of programmed into the board directly with the MP3s. So I'm like, maybe it was my fault that these records didn't come out great, you know? But, you know, I got a frame. It's in the box. That's what the box is.
Yep.
Right there. And
Big box.
that's what I'm doing during wrestling tonight is putting the Living Braindead record in a frame.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna hang it?
I don't know yet. I think I need to find where the studs are in here. and just put like a screw in the wall, so that way I can, because that seems like something that you definitely don't want to do with a push pin.
No.
Like all the rest of the shit in here I could do with push pins, like just little tiny picture frames and, you know, the ThinkSoJoE banner that's like this big, you know, or the little sabers, pennants, and hockey sticks and stuff over here.
Yeah.
I actually don't know what I have that Guns N' Roses thing hung up with.
That looks heavy.
Yeah, that looks like it's one of them.
It's a mirror.
One of those mirrors you win playing I Got It at the fair.
I got it.
Yeah, just play I Got It all the time. That was my jam.
That was my jam.
That was my
I
jam.
played it once or twice.
I don't know. I have fun playing I Got It.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fat kid. If there was I Got It, there was food somewhere, and I was with the food. Like the Mexican garbage plates at the Niagara County Fair.
You get your fried dough. You set your fried dough right next to your little hole with the balls, and you eat your fried dough in between.
I need more than just fried dough.
We've been eating a lot of fried dough lately.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Ordering from Leo's down the street here.
We just need a deep fryer. No, we don't.
We
'cause
don't need a deep
no,
fryer.
we don't need that. We'll
This
deep
does
fry
not need to get any-
No, mine
this-
neither.
This does not need to get any bigger. This needs to go away, but it's been too hot to do anything.
Okay. You know, you have your DDP yoga.
It's been too hot.
It hasn't been too hot.
It has been out in the living room. It's always warmer
That's
out.
where I exercise.
It's always warmer out there than it is outside, except in the winter when it's freezing.
It's true. That's where I always exercise.
Yeah, the hole with the balls.
Oh,
The hole with the balls. And you throw your balls. I got it.
got it.
I like carnival games
Yeah, I like carnival food.
that are like winnable. Obviously, I don't. Like I'll play. I used to play all the time when I was a kid. I used to shoot the darts at the balloons.
Yep.
Used to
For
play
the
that one.
posters.
Yeah, I used to play that one all the time.
Yeah.
And like I used to be pretty good at winning goldfish from the fair too.
Oh.
You throw a little ping pong ball and it goes in a little jar with the colored water or whatever. So I used to be pretty good at winning goldfish, and I've won a few times that I got it because you just sit there and play and you just keep plunking money down. Like, all right, yep, I'm in for this next game. Here's another $1. Here's 10. Don't bother me for 20 more games.
You know, my sister's first job was she worked the Go Fish game at Darien Lake.
Really?
Yes. My
Alright.
sister, allergic to the sun, allergic to fun, worked at Darien Lake.
Well, me, who hates the heat, my first job was the guy who walked around with a broom at Fantasy Island. So, yeah. I hate the heat. That's why I didn't last in the cemetery when I worked in a cemetery.
What did you do in a cemetery?
Dug foundations for headstones.
Oh, that's about as cool as it gets.
Yeah, you have to dig down 3 feet and then they pour the concrete or whatever in there. But I wasn't cut out for that line of work. It's too hot. Physical labor. Fuck that. You guys know me. I'd much rather be in, a fucking job where I'm not doing anything. That was my goal for the last 15 years. That's why I stayed in hotels so long. Was because my goal was to do as little work for as much money as I possibly could. And it didn't get any easier than working at a hotel overnights in the winter
Right.
in Niagara Falls. You just kind of sit there all right.
Squirrely.
You sit there, you do nothing, you play on your laptop, you do 15 minutes worth of actual work. You get paid, $15 an hour for it. Kevin's first job was Burger King at the Outlet Mall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mine was McDonald's in Wright's Corners.
Dan Twist used to work right next to the Burger King there. I think at the Taco Bell or whatever the fuck was right next to Burger King there.
What was next to Burger King?
I don't remember. I want to say it was Taco Bell, but I could be wrong.
Well, last time I went to the Outlet Mall, where Burger King goes, there was a Mr. Wimpy Burger.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
I don't know. There's the Greek place next to that, I want to say.
Okay, so not the Greek place, But the place that was next door to the Greek place, I remember now.
I think that is a taco place, or was a taco place.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But it wasn't like a Mighty or a Taco Bell. It was like a something else.
Yeah, I mean, but it was like just after high school. So we're talking, 20 years ago.
Yeah, so that was before my outlet mall time.
Yeah. But you go there and, you got Dan Twist back there with his dreads back in the day. Just working the counter, and nobody's going to the place, so you just go over and like, hey man, how's it going? Good to see you. And I don't know if we've seen each other since then until he got into Exham Priory.
Oh.
And then it was just like we just were like, like we never missed a beat or whatever,
Yeah.
So Dan's hosted this show a few times with me, so.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was on the episode where we got told to stop swearing by the guy next door.
By the classy.
That came up in my memories the other day, and the only reason it came up in my memories was because I had because I had shared it last year with the quote of, "Oh, you guys need to stop swearing, blah blah blah. Next time you swear, I'm gonna call the cops or whatever." And then but it was like attachment unavailable because Facebook removed my post because they said I used a racial slur against a guy of my own fucking race. Like, it's not racist if the guy's the same fucking color as me and he's a piece of trash.
Calling him trash isn't racist. Calling him white trash would be racist.
That's what I called him.
Oh.
And which was what I was trying to avoid saying because we are on Facebook Live. But yeah, they basically said, "Oh no, you can't use that. You can't use that phrase."
Oh.
The fuck you mean I can't use that phrase? This dude was trash and he's fucking white. And so am I. I'm white. It's not racist.
I don't know.
Is it?
I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong here.
I mean, if you left white out of it and just called him trash, then no, he's just trash.
He is. Yeah, he was just trash. Let me see. Do I have this? This is the clip.
Can you guys stop swearing? I have children over here. Next time you swear, I'm gonna call the cops.
It's in the board. It's because it was the board wrestling fan intro for the longest time. Because we were doing we had Bill Apter from who used to do all the pictures for like Pro Wrestling Illustrated and stuff like that. And for the longest time we had a plug from him as our intro. And then once that happened, it's like, "Oh, guys, listen to this." And we just kept that as the intro for like the remainder of the show. But Bill did if you're a bored wrestling fan, you should read my book. Is Wrestling Fixed? I Didn't Know It Was Broken, which is a fantastic book if you like pro wrestling. I'm not going to lie. I read the book before I interviewed him. I did research.
What?
Laura will tell you how rare that was back then.
What?
But I read this book and I'm like, I got it on Kindle. So I'm like highlighting things in there that I want to ask about. And I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for this interview. And then we did karaoke at the end of the interview. We sang My Girl. So, yeah, that was fun. But yeah, it was, that was our board wrestling fan intro for the longest time, was that neighbor telling us to stop swearing on our podcast when his kids have worse fucking mouths than me or any of my friends. So, and then I think it might have been like a week before that I'm walking by and there's like this, older kid on the porch, late teens maybe, sitting outside with all these little fucking kids that, are the offsprings of that guy that you just heard on the sound clip there.
Yeah.
And this guy's out there like, "Yeah, man, I fucked your mom and I fucked your mom and this guy's yelling at me for swearing in front of his fucking kids." Come on, dude. The fuck?
Oh my goodness. That's
Anyways.
classy.
Yeah. Anyway, but that was a direct clip from an episode of the ThinkSoJoE Show.
Nice.
It was just edited because there was like it was a lot longer than that, and you got Dan up there. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. So the next week, I put up a shower curtain on that side of the porch, so his kids couldn't see what was going on our side of the porch, on our porch. And the neighbors across the street see me doing this, and they're like, "Yo, man, you got the right idea." Them kids, man. It's like, yeah, man, we were doing a podcast out here. This guy comes out and starts yelling at me for swearing in front of his kids who swear more than I do. Like, come on, this is ridiculous. Like, yeah, I if your kids were nice, innocent kids who weren't troublemakers, as it were, like, yes, I would respect you coming out and saying, "Hey, man, can you not swear in front of my kids?" But now you're out here telling me not to swear in front of your kids who are swearing in front of me all the fucking time.
Right.
Like, fuck that shit, you know? So, I just want to see how long this last song is. 3:46. Okay, anyway. It gives us about a little less than 10 minutes. So.
Okay.
So yeah, that was, and now that clip is in the board in case we do a board wrestling fan reunion special again. So, it's been in there since we did the one right before WrestleMania this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's, that's that anniversary just passed of that guy saying that shit and me calling him white trash on Facebook and then subsequently sharing the post and then getting the post deleted by Facebook community standards. But, you report fucking Michael Graves for saying that he's, Proud Boys and, all this racist bullshit he spews against races that are not his race.
Right.
And Facebook doesn't do shit about it. So, it is what it is. His social media is gone, by the way.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Facebook deleted him or his record company was like, "Fuck you, dude," or what the case was. But his show that we were originally supposed to play on, but bailed out of because we didn't agree with anything that he's been saying on social media lately, and it actually completely contradicts things that we're doing and causes that we're supporting. So we dropped off this show maybe a month or two ago. And then it was going to get rescheduled. And then finally FTMP Events said, "No, fuck this guy." And just dropped the show completely. Like, I don't know how much I'm supposed to say publicly, but I was told, like, basically, when we dropped off the show, he said, "Keep me posted on what he's saying online, because I would rather lose the money than work with somebody who's, really over the line with their politics and their, racism and things like that." And so I was like, yeah, man, I don't follow the dude. I know because, Kevin told me and asked that we don't play the show. And I completely agreed with that assessment because, no, we don't want to be on a show with somebody who's openly racist and is sitting here calling Black Lives Matter and Antifa terrorists and, now saying, "Oh, Proud Boys," which is, is a racist group. Like, okay, dude, like, and I see people reacting to this, and I've seen a bunch of people share this post and call him out on this post, and I've seen people say, man, this it really sucks because I really like, such and such song that he did. But I really can't listen to it anymore because I can't support this guy. And I know that feel because I really like the song "Dig Up Her Bones," which was, I think, I've seen that referenced a lot of people saying, "I really like this song, but I really don't want to support this guy." And I don't either. And so, we'll never cover it just in case he gets wind of it and is like, "No, I got to monetize that." And I won't buy it, and I won't do anything that's going to support him because he, I can't, like, you can't be like that. Just, that's not a cool thing to do is, be openly racist and openly against, movements that are trying to better the world for other people. You know what I mean? And like, he's always posting thin blue line bullshit, like he's a proud supporter of the police, which means he supports police brutality. I know, and I know some people who are like, oh, we got to support our police, don't necessarily mean it in that way, in like, we got to support police brutality, but he absolutely does, just from the context of his other posts. Mm-hmm. So, I can't justify saying, as much as I like that song, I'm not going to go out of my way to listen to it or to buy it or anything like that. And somebody made the point of, man, I'm really glad that pirating music exists, because I can still listen to the song and not support them.
Yeah.
And I guess that's one way of looking at it. It's hard because you see some of these artists that you really like. Like the drummer from Rancid got called out for, supporting police. Mm-hmm. And but it's not the drummer that's on like all the albums. It's the drummer that they're touring with now. Oh. So it's kind of like, I want to listen to Rancid, but I don't know if I want to listen to Rancid because they got this guy in their band who's, just, I'm buying personal protection equipment for police because, they're not overfunded enough. You need to take your rock star money and go fucking buy them equipment. Where's that in their budget? That should be in their fucking budget. Uh-huh. That's why we're at wanting people to defund the police. We're not, I don't see a world without police in general, but they are way too overfunded. Police departments are way too overfunded.
Their funding goes to the wrong things.
Exactly. My point exactly. Now, somebody, there was a thing going around a while ago about Amazon and the Amazon Smile program. Okay, and they're like, well, Amazon's giving money to police. No, Amazon's not giving the money to the police. The police departments and the police organizations that are available on Amazon Smile, you have to choose those for the money to go to them. For me, when I order from Amazon, all my money goes to a charity called Little Kids Rock, which donates instruments and money towards school music programs. So, it's not Amazon who's like, oh, we're giving this money to police. It's people who are choosing the police funds on Amazon. So, and I know really we shouldn't be supporting Amazon because Jeff Bezos isn't paying his fucking people and he just made the most money of anybody on Monday ever in a day.
Oh my God.
Like the most money anybody's ever made in a day, he just did it on Monday. And I know we shouldn't be supporting him, but it's so convenient. And I hate it, but it's just like, I don't drive. If I want something in a couple of days, I can get it on Amazon.
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to sit here saying support Amazon or anything like that. I know, like, that's a controversial opinion, I think, of, but I do want to say, like, it's not Amazon that's donating money directly out of their pockets to these funds through the Smile program, at least. I don't know what Jeff Bezos does with his money. So maybe he is directly, I don't know. But the Smile program also benefits other charities, and if you want to support, say, Black Lives Matter, you can go and donate to your local Black Lives Matter chapter through your Amazon purchases, through the Amazon Smile program. So it's not just, if you go through this program, you're donating to police. No, if you go through this program, you're donating to who you want to donate to, what charity you choose. And like I said, mine is Little Kids Rock, and I've been a supporter of theirs for a long time. They basically are like a national version of what Music is Art tries to do.
Cool.
Which is why I support them, because a lot of the time I can't find Music is Art when I'm trying to do charity donations through purchases and things like that. And Little Kids Rock was actually the charity that Dimebag Darrell was very passionate about and supported a lot. So I try my best to, support them whenever I can. And if that entails shopping through Amazon and, a percentage of my money goes towards the charity, then, at least I know my money's going towards the charity, instead of like if I buy off eBay you know, or if I buy from, you know, of course, you know, more than that, support local businesses. My problem is I don't drive, so it's much easier for me to do Amazon than it is to like go, especially right now during the pandemic. I would much rather go to Revolver Records than go on Amazon and buy a record, especially like the weird ass ways they ship records. Got 2 packages yesterday. I need to make this quick. I got 2 packages yesterday. One is in a poly bag, and the other's in a giant box. Both were vinyl.
1 vinyl.
2 vinyl.
2 vinyl.
Well, there was 1 vinyl in each package.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just that's ridiculous. So, always recycle. Okay, guys, this is Grosh, and I picked Grosh because, fuck it, it's Grosh. I love Grosh. They're awesome.
Yeah.
And this song is called Counting Down on all WNY Think So Joe Show, and we will see you next week.
Jump the fence to the backyard where I'm waiting. Time is slow, so you better not be late. Safe left, I'm crying. It's been 7 hours, 10 long lonely minutes. I'm counting down and you don't wanna keep me waiting, no. It's almost time, the sun is going down. So jump the fence to the back.